Welcome back to episode 8 of the Hot Rod Hangout podcast.
Whoop whoop.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
And tonight we have Ken.
Hi.
And my dad back. Len.
Hello.
So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Real good.
Good.
All right.
Can't complain.
So, Dad, you've already been on here, so we already know all the questions from you. So, the basic standard questions. Ken, what got you into this crazy car obsession?
I think my father,
Okay.
years ago, he had a 69 C10 that
Nice.
he completely redid. We had it till we moved to Florida, and then he just decided to sell it one day, and I was heartbroken, but,
That was kind of rude.
And I built one for my brother,
Okay.
and then after that, I just kept building things, and then started building race cars and four-wheel drives and all kinds of crazy things.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what's the dream car? If you could just no budget. Price of cars are ridiculous right now, but no budget. If someone just said either buy it finished or build it with the way you want it, what would be the thing?
69 RS SS Camaro.
Oh, yeah.
He had that waiting.
I did say no budgets.
With the only engine that Chevrolet didn't build for very long,
302.
the 302. That's correct.
DZ 302,
That's
actually.
right.
With a Z Service Pack 2 cam.
Not to be
That's
specific.
Solid lifter.
There's one of them sitting in Brooksville right
That's
now.
a bad ride, man.
Oh, the motor's sitting in Brooksville. Car is rotted away, but the motor's sitting there.
Those motors are getting expensive.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
So, what would you say is your favorite show or event that you try to get to at least frequently?
The Carlisle Ford Show in Carlisle,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. We didn't go last year, but my brothers and mom and my sister-in-law, we all go usually every year because we're building my sister a 68 Mustang.
Nice.
Cool.
See, Pennsylvania got a mention, huh?
Well, that's where it's all at.
That's right.
Yeah,
Just not me.
That's a huge show. That is a huge show.
yeah. I think we're going this year. I think.
Is your family up there? Or? No,
Well, my
they're just-
brother and sister-in-law used to live in Virginia,
Right.
but now they all live in Atlanta. So now, if we go this year, we're going to drive from Atlanta. I think it's going to be my brother and myself and my nephew are going to be the only three to go. Or just drive from Atlanta up there, stay on Airbnb, and then be there for the weekend and come home.
And comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Do they allow scooters?
Yes, they do. when
we
mom
got one.
when mom would go, we used to rent her one.
Yeah.
To just
Matt
take
and
around
Ashley
with.
actually have one. They Turkey Rod Run prompted them to buy that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Well, even with the scooter and us there for 2.5 days, we still didn't see everything that
No.
there was to see.
Oh, right.
So, and the first time we went, we walked it and crawled back to the truck.
It was 16 miles in one day. So.
Yeah.
goodness.
was-
Well, last time we went to Carlisle, we were 13.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
This year when we went, or last year when we went, though, we split it up to where, okay, today is car show and car corral. Tomorrow is swap meet.
That's what
That's way smarter.
That's what my brother and I do. Like, we'll go on Friday. We'll do the car show and car corral on Fridays, and then Saturday we go on Saturday, and the only thing we do is swap meet,
Yeah.
looking for stuff that we want.
And
So
that those bigger shows, you can't see all of them in one day. I mean, we tried the first year we went, but
You got to kind of run like.
fortunately we weren't like on the hunt for any parts or anything that year. So it was like
It was
more just like, oh, here this steering wheel, and if you squint it, it'll be a car. But so
That's
now,
how they all start, man.
now with the 54 and the 32,
It was
we
what-
actually had something to
buy parts for.
Right.
yeah. So
What's going on?
Oh, just chilling.
yeah.
Silence
Phones are
something in
going
the
off.
background.
So Dad, you got to take the 34 out. How was that?
Well, I tell you, the more I drive it, the more I like it. I just, like I said, once I get the seat and a couple other little things, just got to make a lot of little shakedown cruises before you take and stretch it out, you know. But it's been good, and it's kind of crazy though that it's an older build that we're kind of rehabbing on a little bit, and but it sure draws attention, that little truck. Everywhere you go, people are all around it asking about it, and that's kind of what it's all about, you know, getting out there. And there's so many cars hiding in this county. We need to get some of them out, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's part of, you know, what we're trying to do, and there are a couple guys that I've heard now are trying to do some little cruising stuff that are starting to pop up local
near us, or nice.
Yeah, well, you got that guy that car guy
from
Memory Lane
Classics over there.
He's trying to do something
by JB.
Yeah. So Ken, what was the car that got away? Whether you sold it and regretted it immediately, or had an opportunity to buy it and it just wasn't the right time, and now you're kicking yourself.
My 71 C10.
Okay.
I should have never sold that truck.
So
you had a couple of nice old Ford trucks too, though.
Yeah, my father had a 79 F100 that had a 390 in it. It was extremely fast.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
So what show that you haven't been to would you like to make it to? Bucket list shows or events?
Probably the Carlisle Chevy show. It's later in the year than Ford. It's after Ford.
Oh, they do an actual Chevy?
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
They do. Carlisle does Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, and then they do one of all four of them, all three of them together.
Yeah, like Don does a Mopar show, strictly Mopar. That's
Right.
a pretty good show too. It is amazing, actually. We were standing there talking to Don, and he's looking out there, and he goes, "This is crazy." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Any of those cars out there, back when gas prices went to $1 a gallon, you could have bought for $4,000 or $5,000. He goes, "That Hemi Cuda over there just sold for $75,000." And he goes, "The guy's tickled. He thinks he's got a great deal." So,
Yeah. Goodness.
but people were dumping them cars like they were just bad news, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, over time things change, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And now gas, we're lucky if it drops below $3.
Yeah.
I paid $2.97 for it a little while ago, but at Walmart in Bushnell.
That's that wrong stuff. You got the green handle stuff is the stuff we need to come back down.
I know you're right.
That Christmas gas, that's what we need to come
Since
back.
both of you have one that requires
That's
that.
why my 1-ton truck sits in my driveway 95% of the time.
Well,
It's fixing to.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm fixing to have a nice Equinox to drive back and forth to work.
You're going to drive the mom car. And when I want to go out to lunch, I'll get the big pickup truck.
I drive a Hyundai Tucson back and forth to work. So
There you go. There you go.
30 miles to the gallon compared to 17 miles to the gallon. Which one do you drive?
Matt's Cummins gets crazy good fuel mileage.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I get 20 on the interstate at 80.
Yeah.
85, I get like 22, 23.
That's
It doesn't
right.
like going slow. That's the problem.
That's the
It gets really, really shitty fuel mileage when
If you
you
drive slow.
try to drive slow or going back and forth to work.
Right.
Can watch the mileage. But
I got my gas gauge. I got it just marked it. I got like a piece of wood about this long. I dip the tank type of deal.
yeah,
At least you can do that.
We stopped.
You have a gauge.
we
Right.
stopped at the
Well, you have
best.
two gauges actually. One reads full and one reads empty. So it's whatever you think
might
the
be in the
world's
middle.
going to treat you that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually found a gas station that on the way to Citra on Sunday. We found a gas station that I actually could click it to the first knob, and it would actually fill it all the way up before it spit fuel out at me.
Wow.
It shut itself off. It didn't spit, and I was like, it can't be full. It didn't spit. Yep, there it is. Yep, it's full.
But it did pretty good on gas, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
For,
We didn't run out.
The
So.
34 is doing pretty good on fuel from what I can tell. I mean, it's of course it's like kind of like a V8 on a skateboard, but
Well, true story.
not a whole lot of weight involved in that. But
And it's got like a 40-gallon fuel cell. Got the whole bed of the truck is a fuel cell.
Yeah, underneath. Yeah.
That truck has a really, really big fuel cell for what it.
Go big or go home.
But hey,
That's it.
if you don't have a gauge, I guess that's the.
I got a gauge. I told you it's a wooden dowel.
So.
Well,
And I just got to figure out how to mark full and then like guess at the rest, I guess.
Well, you go to the gas station with your dowel, fill it up, you stick it in there, and then you got true full.
And my speedometer's a little janky. Well, I mean, not really. It's something to watch while you're driving because it just like whips around like 100 miles
It's
an
right
hour.
every half second.
Exactly.
It is right somewhere in that swing. You just don't know when.
The
Can't
faster
beat
you
those.
go, the more it
Right.
spins.
You can't beat those high dollar dolphin gauges. You know what I mean?
and that's just
Of course, that could have something to do with that.
the sending unit.
That kind of throw up. No, it's that throw up of wiring. That,
True story.
Well, that should be a cable, so it's probably got whatever transmission that was in there originally. It probably has that same speedometer cable.
Or at least the drive gear in there.
Or the drive gear
what it
is for
the drive
something
gear is
different.
probably wrong.
yeah, we did determine it was a turbo 400. So
Well, there's still some tinkering and things that we're gonna find out. And
so now I don't have to keep watching for that fourth shift because it's not coming.
And that's probably why it shows neutral drive, neutral
Yeah,
drive.
that's a little out of whack too on the. But
Well,
that's what it is.
Yeah. That was what he had when he put it together, probably. And
That and the wiring out of a 68 Kenworth or something that's up underneath the dash, but
there's a harness over there. I
Actually,
done
it's
told
in
you.
the- it's in
Oh,
the
it's
shop
actually
now.
made it into the new shop.
Yep,
I
I had to make room for my desk.
yeah, it's probably gonna get, what do they call that word?
a painless.
No, when you acquire something
Stolen.
or that.
I told you take it. I'm not going to be ready for wiring for a while.
For a couple minutes anyway.
And we have it saved, so we can always order another one. So
Yeah,
if you
How
own
many,
it, it's
how many
yours.
circuit is it?
8 or 10.
Yeah, it's perfect.
that's all you need, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll have 4 or 5 left over.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's headlights, brake lights, and turn signals.
And windshield wipers.
Nah, you don't need those.
That's optional.
I got one.
Does it work?
Heck yeah.
It's
And
scrubbed, so you don't know.
amazingly-
You don't know if it actually wipes the water off, but it
I haven't
moves.
tried. I haven't tested that theory, but it does move.
There's always Rain-X. That's what we use on Michelangelo.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Because it has 2 wiper blades, and they are what they call stuck.
Well, not fully. Not fully.
Oh, you can rip it off.
Well, no, when you go 65 and above and you push it to the limit, then one of the wiper blades, boing, right up.
Nice.
It does have a 65 gauge. The speedometer doesn't work that good.
The windshield
But
wiper
at
pops
65, it goes whoop.
Yep.
And you're like, well, that's inconvenient.
I
Because
just
it
wanna-
doesn't go all the way up. It literally just goes
Right
right.
in the middle of your vision.
I just want
And
to take
only
the
on the
blade
driver's
off and
side.
go to AutoZone and hand it in there and have like the dude behind the counter go,
Huh?
They probably have one.
Well, the one time that
Back wiper.
the one
It's
time
only
that I
like-
went to our local place when we were doing the
Like a
exhaust,
old semi truck.
yeah.
they were blown away with what we were doing.
Yeah, they don't. You know.
Just been kind of enjoying that old truck though. And like I said, I'm just going to drive it more and more and more and then shake it down when I get back and see how actually it's been like dependable. So we'll see what it does, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's our forever ride. I do remember, you know, like your mom was saying that her like dream car would be like a first gen Firebird, you know, and I'm behind that. I like those cars a lot. So, you know, just something that we could get in and like drive to Tampa or Jacksonville, get up on the interstate and roll.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of kind of back roading it, but back roading it ain't bad. So
Back road and it makes for adventures anyway.
yeah, sure.
Back road also gives you a chance to look for other things you might want to stop and
Oh
ask
no,
people
but
about.
see, that's not a good thing.
Back road and led us to some good little eating
Oh
spots.
yeah,
Especially the one that we almost need towed out of
Oh yeah.
Sunday morning.
Yeah. We
I hit it at an angle, but apparently it wasn't enough angle. So
going in, it was fine. It was the leaving.
Where was that at?
It's kind of like a turtle stuck on its belly, if you could picture that.
was it Ma's Diner or Grammy's? No.
No.
It was somebody's place.
Yeah.
It was right on 301.
Dana's place.
No.
No?
No.
Where was it?
It's almost to Citra.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes south of Citra.
It was connected to
It's on the
motel.
hotel.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It got in there. It went in, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're good. And backed in. Good. Going to leave. I'm like, might have to use the AutoZone parking lot next door. Oh, there's a curb, so we can't drive off of that, so that won't work. So I kind of got lined up and tried to go at an angle, and I'm like, all right, well, try to hit that with a little more angle next time. We got out. That was fine.
We may do.
Got weird looks as we were trying to like
Wiggle around you.
wiggle it in.
Well, we pulled off to like the one side of the parking lot, and this guy pulled up behind us, basically blocking us in this like little corner, because we were trying to turn around. Because you can't, just whip it around real quick.
Right.
You got to make a 5-point turn.
Yeah, there's nothing real quick about manual steering in a parking lot.
But he stopped and bullshitted with him for a minute, and
I told him to get out of the way so I can try to leave.
Yeah, this parking
I
lot.
said, unless you're going to stop traffic while I'm trying to make this exit, I need to go. But
That's right.
I'm just shivering in the front seat.
and shout out to the Gasser Garage. He's sending me the bolt that I need.
Hell yeah.
Napa wanted a ton of money for that.
$200 and $75 to ship it.
Good God.
Yeah.
You got the gold one, huh?
And there's none available in North America now.
Yeah.
So.
But
somebody
Gasser
bought that
Garage had one or two.
Yeah. So, well, I mentioned on the last podcast that somebody out there had to have changed it to a Mustang too, and they got their shit parts behind the shed. So, and he reached out and said, "Well, I put a Mustang 2 on everything, so I have a couple of those."
Behind his shed.
So, and I believe he's on his way to California to the Moon Eye show. So, I know Asphalt Cowboy made it this morning. So, those guys be safe, and that's cool. Grand National Roadster Show.
Heck
That's
yeah.
one of that's one of my bucket list shows. Not that I'm ever gonna have anything nice enough to put in there, but
You never know.
You never know.
We'll at least roll
I
up
can't.
there.
If you have to understand your bank account. My bank account don't say that I could spend that much money on a car.
I'm right there with you, bro. Believe me, bro.
So
I mean,
You got plenty of money, Kenny.
yeah, right.
you got all the money.
Whatever.
So
So if you have any Ford questions, ask the guy right beside me to ask, because he's a certified Ford dude. So
Well,
Yep.
like, why are they so slow? Why do they put heaters on the tailgates? You know what? The normal questions.
we just have the body of one.
Me too.
That's it.
Me too. Also.
So beyond that, I don't know what.
well, are you trying to? Oh, I mean, you said you were building your sister, right?
My sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law Mustang. Are you trying to find something for you to be able to cruise around in, or
Eventually.
He been.
eventually? Okay. Finding out that Facebook takes really good pictures, or
Yeah.
Oh boy, did we find that out the hard way?
y'all could. Hey, you could have got that tea bucket.
He could. I'm taller than him, and he couldn't sit in it.
I couldn't sit in it. My knees were like touching my ears.
Well,
It was obscene. It was cool,
It was cool,
but it was a glass body kit and stuff like that. Speedway glass body and the oil pan was literally speed bump height away from being crushed because it was very, very low. The car was low.
yeah.
So that's one thing I like about the 34. It's not low.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's up at a good ride height.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty decently set up.
It's at the right height to get in and out of.
Yeah, you make it any lower, climbing down into them cars gets, especially because there's not a whole lot of room. Okay, there's no room.
I would rather try to climb evenly or up, not down.
Yeah, true story.
So, how was your hunt for Grand Caravans middle seat?
Oh, actually, I think I got the hookup for that local fellow. He's been a gem throughout our car traumas here and there and stuff like that. He's helped us out a lot. And Howard Grice works out of Lynch's Auto Recyclers in Bushnell. He's like, yeah, I got caravans. Come on out and take a look. So
Yeah.
he'll let me stomp the yard. A lot of the yards won't let you do that anymore because of insurance, because everybody's trying to sue somebody. You know what I'm saying? So they just really, like, you can't go past the little door that says you can't go past this little door. So, but Howard's like, yeah, come on out. I got several of them out there. We'll find you something.
A lot of the U-Pull places,
Huh?
a lot of U-Pull places have just gone out of business too because
Insurance is horrible,
Yeah.
you know. But like I said, everybody's trying to sue for something, you know.
People gotta ruin it for the rest of us.
And junkyards are starting to, or they're crushing a lot of cars because
Yeah.
they're
they
making
can't-
they're making more money crushing them than they are parting
they
them
can't
out.
keep, like that one that you went to the other day where, hey, can I go look for a part? And they're like, oh, we don't really do that anymore. There's a sea of cars back there.
Yeah.
Because they're going to crush them and they'll make more money that way than trying
Yeah,
to piece out a
yeah.
part,
Well, and that's because a lot of those, especially the older cars, there's like the guy down on 50 there. That's the one that told me, yeah, we can't let nobody back there. But he goes, we don't have anything really that old. Everything's newer. But people used to go to a salvage yard to fix their personal cars, and now they go to AutoZone. You know what I mean? So that business probably took a shot in the arm for that, but
Well, you gotta find these random little guys that have
Exactly.
50 cars in his backyard that are growing to the ground.
well, that's all of my neighbors actually, but
But I mean, I don't know, the people that we follow on YouTube, I don't know how many times I'm like, I want to go and walk through this dude's yard because
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's like, I need this.
Yeah.
And then gets on the little GoPed and goes out there and out. I'm like,
when you need a little
where's that
moped
junkyard?
thing to
Like,
drive
I know,
around
right?
your
Like,
yard.
Well,
Yeah.
before we ever started the S10, the drag truck that Matt and I built, and Coach Reeve helped us finish up. First thing I did was I went and bought a donor car
yeah.
because that way it's tucked in the backyard, and I need a bolt or a hinge or something.
Yeah.
I'm not running for it. I just walk out back and grab it,
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and especially with the type of cars that we're into now, you can't just run to Walmart or AutoZone or Advance or the Parts Empire and go, hey, I need one of these.
Because they're not going to have it.
Because they're going to want to charge you $75 to ship it.
Well, and then even ordering it online too. There are some things
It's
that have
a
already
gamble.
been done to that car. So a part that would have fit its stock is no longer going to fit because the frame's been tweaked. They did this. They moved
Yeah,
across.
exactly.
Yeah,
that.
You're right.
So
You have to get away from it's just going to bolt on.
yeah.
You're going to have to modify everything.
Yeah.
I bought a specific boxing kit for the 32, and I'm going to end up having to cut the boxing plates up to make it work with the chassis just because it's a truck chassis, not a coupe chassis. It's got
Right.
different,
Right.
Now you got me looking at every steering box that I can see on every car we pass.
Yeah, I do need to go this month to get the
steering
rest of the steering for that.
Definitely a necessity, though, to box that frame, though, because that V will twist that frame up,
Yeah, so
Maybe it'll twist it in the right direction. They'll come out flat and even. I don't know.
yeah, some of the welds on that chassis need redone.
Booger welds, man.
Now we
I think some of it was just tacked to get it to where it could roll
Well, I got a
around.
couple on the 34 that makes me cringe when I walk by it. I'm like, oh, I got to do something with that. I'll weld over it or something. It's just
Yeah.
looks like bubble gum or something,
Sometimes welds don't have to be pretty; they just have to.
No, I
hold.
get that. I get
But
that.
then other times it's like, you were right there. You could have took a grinder to that.
Well, you know what they say.
Are you a grinder?
Someday you're a welder, someday you're a grinder.
You know,
Which one are you today?
can't. It's kind of like tying a knot. Can't weld a lot.
That's right.
You'll eventually get enough on there and hold them together.
That's it. Big, strong, and ugly. That's gorilla welding, you know?
Pretty much.
It's fine to do that on the inside where nobody's gonna see it, but
Yeah.
you have a couple welds on the 34 that
yeah.
are like
Like
right
two.
on,
A total of two, actually.
that are
One
just
on
like
each
right
side.
out. Like, hey, here.
And they're right there. And I'm like, maybe I could just put like some caulking or something on there.
Just to make him look pretty.
Yeah.
Seam sealer. But
What's that stuff? The
Spray on bed liner.
no, the flex.
Oh, like
flex seal. And then it'll be waterproof too. So
It'll
It'll
float
be
a boat.
waterproof.
take off across the lake, right?
Oh, we sprayed the screen door.
Yeah, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I've
I just
used
want
that
to
tape
shoot
and
that
it didn't
boat.
work.
Well, I had a roll of it, and I had a hole in my swimming pool, and I stuck it. It didn't work underwater, but it worked outside.
Oh, of course.
Well, the sandblaster that's at your house,
Yeah.
every single seam on that is flex sealed, and it shoots sand.
Everywhere.
All it does is it sticks to the flex seal until it builds up enough just to.
Oh, the portable?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's
And we're saving that. Why?
because it's still good to sandblast parts.
Oh, is it good? Okay. You know, you got your other blaster over at my house too.
Yeah, that one I need parts because I lent it out to somebody that didn't let me know that they needed parts.
Who? Never mind. Not important.
But you know, you lend stuff out and it comes back half of what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I lent a chainsaw to a little old man up the road, and it was a pretty new chainsaw. And he, oh, you got a chainsaw? And I'm like, yeah. I lent it to him. And he called me up and he goes, can you come down here? I'm having trouble with the chainsaw. I'm like, can't be.
Brand
And
new.
I get down there and he goes, yeah. I said, well, show me what it's doing. And he fires it up and he's like, rah, rah. And the thing is like smoke. And I'm like, dude, the chain brake is on. And like totally destroyed the saw. And I'm like, but he's a little old guy, you know? Now I'm a little old guy, so I really get it. But freaking, he took and I'm like, you know what, man? How about you just hang on to that one? Because I got another one on the way. But yeah. When you loan stuff out, a lot of times it don't come back in the same condition.
But, you know.
No, I don't.
You live and learn.
don't know.
You live and learn.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So
Or if you're going to lend it, you go with it.
Yeah.
yeah,
pretty much.
you lend yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you need this? I'm going to help you with it.
Yeah, I'll bring
Free
my saw
labor.
over and I'll do it for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Good to know.
Because people don't take care of other people's shit.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, if you do lend it out, a lot of times it causes amnesia. Like, what do you mean I got your pressure washer? Well, you've had it for a year now. Have you done pressure
You're
washing?
you're just hitting all the boxes because that same person that broke the blaster also still has my pressure washer.
Oh.
So you're just
Man, you're just.
just kicking me right when I'm down.
Well, I mean, it's the same in the
Take
automotive,
that.
and
Huh?
you know as well as I do. Same in the automotive industry. Your toolbox, you work in a shop.
Oh,
That you don't really want to let people, but you trust
Oh.
people enough to go in your toolbox.
well, that's a
But-
given. You don't.
But making sure that they understand when you take it out of my toolbox, it comes back to my toolbox. If it doesn't come back, then you never use it again.
Well, and if you borrow a tool once, maybe you don't need it. Borrowed a second time,
Yeah,
probably need to look for one.
Yeah.
Borrowed a third time, find one.
yeah.
That's how I come up in the like people that mentored me, older mechanics said when I first started out. That's it, exactly what he said. Like if you borrow it once or twice, you probably need to own one. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to loan you their tools
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
go do the job that they
Forever.
get paid to do their own themselves. So
because they bought them tools. You know, so now it's time for you to pay your dues and buy your own. You know,
that's it.
And I
And
mean,
you can tie some money up.
a specialty tool.
Yeah.
You know, you might only use it one time, but you know, and there's specific tools being in the Ford garage
Oh yeah.
that okay, they're expensive, but you need to figure out a way to.
I have several. I have several in my toolbox that I'm not supposed to have. Thanks to the Ford dealership I work at. They don't have them, and I do.
that's. But if you're trying to come up, you don't need to go get on Snap-on and be indebted for life either.
And that is the problem that a lot of young mechanics make. They'll see a Snap-on truck and they'll jump up in there and they'll just put themselves way in debt. And
But on the other side of that, many young guys who had like zero credit, they're just starting out, and Snap-on granted them credit, and they show a payment to Snap-on, that now their credit score is getting to be something.
oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And actually, it's like a two-edged sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, there's also a lot of those techs that had really great credit, but now their wives or their kids are paying for their $80,000 tool bill because they changed job and the Snap-on guy has been chasing around.
I haven't owed on tools for so many years. Like,
oh yeah, it's been years.
And there's certain things that pay up for. You know, but a hammer will hammer from Harbor Freight.
Pretty much.
A screw stick is a screw stick. Other than Snap-on does have.
In all honesty, like the electric, the 18 and 20 volt tools that Harbor Freight sells. I follow a channel on YouTube that they use them. Harbor Freight gave them to them, and they did a review on them the other day and said, we've had these for over a year and we beat the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's never a problem with them.
Yeah, you don't have to have. I mean the Milwaukee. I have DeWalt stuff. Remember the Frankenstein Hitachi little 14 volt got ran over.
Yeah,
like more than once, and then.
Well, you ran it over with a dump truck, and I took it and duct taped it back together, and I used it for.
It still works, by the way.
Probably another.
It still works.
Yeah, I have it in my toolbox out there. But I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I saw it one day and I like.
It's no longer taped together.
What is this thing?
It's ugly. Works. It's so ugly, but it
you
works.
ran it over with a dump truck, and then it got taped together, and then it fell off of the tire at the trucking company we worked at together, and tape split. So then we used more electrical tape and more this way to hold it together,
and it still drove.
And it still works.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Harbor Freight is something you buy a tool from Harbor Freight and you break it.
Take it back.
Yeah, most of their tools
they'll replace it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the only one they don't do is the CP now. I think Pittsburgh they do, and then the Icon, of course, they do, because Icon's their
brand,
their uppity brand, their Highline brand or whatever, higher line.
Yeah, you could tie up a lot of money on tools, man.
Oh yeah, and stuff that you don't necessarily need too. I mean, yes, it makes the job easier, but if you're not doing it for a living, you don't need to go buy a chain gantry will work just the same as an electric gantry. You don't have to go spend $1,000 on a motor to drive it if you're only picking up one cab ever.
Well, like people with motorcycle lifts. But it's not electric or it's not this. It's like, how many bikes a day are you putting in the air?
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Well, then.
And then when are you going to do that again?
Yeah. And it's going to sit up there for however long, and then you're going to take it back down, and it's going to get shoved over to it's going to get shoved in the corner.
Exactly.
Till the next time you need to change your oil.
Yeah.
And majority of motorcycle riders, that's once a year. So there are places that you can cut your budget a little bit. You don't have to go out and buy the fanciest of fancies.
Or be creative and make your own.
Or donut wrenches.
I've got a drawer specifically for tools that, what's that half a wrench for? Well,
it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
That's before they started making stubby wrenches. We made our own,
Well, and then you have that one random one where you heated it up and bent it.
Oh, yeah, that was to get to the torque converter bolts on a Cummins. Yeah. I didn't have nothing that worked.
And then all of your tiny tools.
Yeah, it works though. They work.
I did that to a wrench for the air compressor on a Cummins to go behind it and make a rounded wrench.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a flat wrench sitting on your table in your Florida room One end's a 7mm, the other end's a 6mm. I'm just waiting for the day. Oh, you want that?
I already told you to take it, fool.
You did? I thought
Yeah.
it was just a bottle opener you told me to take.
No.
Well, shit.
Well, yeah, what I need to do, get it engraved or something?
No.
My
I'm
favorite
stepping on my
daughter-in-law.
keys. Hey, did you notice what? That was the first thing I put on my desk.
I know. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining.
On a freaking orange cone.
That's right.
right.
True
They're gonna
story.
think I'm crazy at this new job.
So, Pops, you looking forward to anything coming up soon? Show.
Well, we're gonna try to make something. Well, usually there's stuff going on first of the month. You know what I mean? Like Spring Hill, I think's got one up on Cortez, and that's a nice little run and not too bad. You know, I really kind of want to. I mean, I've been to Webster so many times lately without any kind of ride under me. I kind of like sit over there for a little bit, but if they're not going to charge me a minute, I don't want to be in a car show or nothing like that.
Yeah.
We always used to say the prettiest cars are in the parking lot anyway, you know.
True story.
But now you have something to buy for.
Yeah, I mean,
We can see what seats are there. We can.
true story. Well, I'm going to have
See
a
if
seat
they-
tomorrow. I bet you money. I almost bet you money.
Well, she's trying to get you off of your bomber seats.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I know somebody that can take them off your hands real quick.
I just
will
can't.
help you take them out of the truck.
I'll discount them to you.
Wow, you're gonna help take them out too?
Dude, I could take those seats out in minutes. I've had them out 10 times trying to figure out how to make them better.
You can put the new ones in on your own. I'm just gonna help you take them.
See
Oh.
how it is.
I'm gonna have to put them in the new one.
4 bolts per.
Yeah,
And
no
after-
kidding.
I have to build a floor for that truck before anything.
Yeah, I know which holes they are because I took out the whatever seats were in it.
Split Dodge Caravan seats.
Was it?
You don't.
Where's it? Where'd it go?
Cut in half and cut in half.
They're currently outside. You don't want them.
Oh.
That's the
okay.
seat I told you to test the bottom of it that you never.
Oh. Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, because that would have been the same height as a.
Then after that, it's trying to make the steering a little bit better, a little bit
You gonna
driver friendly. I'm getting used to it, which is really goofy because I shouldn't ever be used to something that works that poorly. But
Yeah.
it does work, and it just get me there. So it's not like it's gonna fall off or anything. But
You gonna change up that shifter?
sorry.
You gonna change up that shifter?
Yeah. Nice try though.
That's the first thing I changed.
The shifter.
It's just
The
so
shifter.
tall.
It's too cool.
I'm putting the shift. You won't be able to see the shifter in the 32.
No.
Oh.
It'll be between the seats.
Don't you remember the old cartoon stuff where the guy had like the shift? His hand was way up. Like
I think you need to add probably like
6 inches to it.
20 inches to it. Or
so your knuckles drag on the ceiling.
no, cut the ceiling.
Oh, so,
Oh,
just
now
like
we're
one-
cutting the ceiling.
so your hand down there.
It's a convertible.
Take the
truck.
hood off, lay it up there, cut around the hood, put a soft top on it, and call it a day. And while you're at it, I mean, since you're cutting shit, grind it to bare metal and call it a day.
Let me think about it. No.
Wow.
That was quick.
Very quick.
Don't even think about it. Like,
Didn't even think
I
twice.
know.
Until that paint starts blowing off, we're not doing nothing paint wise. You know? And it
Well,
could
you
happen.
You got touch-up paint, so it's not.
I do. I do. I didn't know you could buy that by the gallon, but it needs that. So.
Yeah, but
It had a lot of little nicks and dings and stuff. I mean, the truck, I feel the truck's come a long way since it's been at my house. So,
yeah, man, it's little things to make it yours. And
yeah, it gets me off the couch, man, for a minute, and then I go take a nap. So.
Suck.
What?
Suck.
Don't be hating.
I'm hating.
I'm just tired. I'm waiting to retire.
I got,
I hear you.
5 years. I
What?
turned 62. I'm out.
Man, you are.
Well, for everybody out there in podcast land, if we could get some sponsors, I could go to shows for a living. So support your local young hot rodder. But so Kenny, are you looking forward to anything car related recent or coming up?
soon.
Just
coming
Carlisle in June.
Webster's got that 3-day coming up.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. We
When's
could
that?
could we make one of those days?
When's that?
Is it the February show?
What?
Well,
Is it the February show?
Yeah, 1st February.
so next weekend?
And I'm not 100% sure because my son's got that wrinkled look on his face, and that either means he doesn't believe me or he's got gas. I'm not
We're
sure.
gonna find it out. It's all good.
I thought the 3-day show was December.
Well, there's 2 of them.
There is.
Remember on the flyer it had the December.
No, I don't. That's why my face looks like this.
So it's not gas. Oh, okay.
It's confusion. Confucius say.
Same look.
Yeah, I
True story.
think that's the bike one, Boo Boo.
Oh,
You probably missed that one fast Ford you had,
that's
man.
yours.
That Mustang.
Yeah, I do miss my Mustang. I do miss that. That car was fun, but it just became expensive.
Cars run.
Oh, because I'm looking at Webster, not Sumter.
So, what car? You said you're on the hunt eventually or soon. What car are you hunting for?
Honestly, I'm kind of torn. I either want another early 69, 70, 71 C10, 2-wheel drive. I don't want it. If I get 4-wheel drive, I know what I'll do to it. So I don't need that.
Lift it and crawl with it.
Right, pretty much. Or a Bel Air.
There you go. I own
Got a
several
54
Bel Airs.
out there.
I know, but I don't want yours.
It's badass though.
It's seasoned. I mean, it made
So
it to
it's also a
Citra.
standard. And
You don't have to worry about
standards.
somebody scratching it.
True story.
Well,
Like
the
Ashley
benefit
says-
of that, since you don't want a manual, the benefit of that is it already has it doesn't have the closed drive shaft anymore, so it would be easy to replace it.
Well, there you go.
And if the 32 gets done, I come across 2 transmissions, there'll be an automatic in that car because I understand
The car that my younger brother had, he had a Bullet, 2019
Oh.
Bullet. That car was badass. That car was fast and looked good.
And he made money when he sold it.
Made 10 grand when he sold it back to Ford.
that's always good.
Yeah, February 2nd through 4th.
Okay, well there you go.
So
I sit corrected.
I wasn't
that
trying
is
to
the
correct
right
nobody.
Yeah, 31st annual winter extravaganza.
Ooh, extravaganza.
I don't know if that's really pronounced extravaganza or not.
Okay.
But she's from Kentucky.
It might be.
Or no,
Extravaganza.
Pennsylvaki.
Extravaganza. Okay.
Ah,
Are you
yeah.
happy now?
Kenza.
Ganza.
I might go over there one day. Or maybe we could go over there Friday. That Friday.
Yeah. Since I'm off work at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, everything's almost done by noon. You know what I mean? On those deals, they're always packing up by then. You know what I mean?
Well, for the 3-day, they're there for a while. I mean, we were there.
We got there at like 6
Yeah.
o'clock
We
that
could do a
night. And they were
Saturday or
still
something.
banging.
Yeah, either one.
Okay.
Like Saturday morning or
I'm in.
something. I'll let
I
you
gotta
buy
go.
me breakfast first.
I'll buy you breakfast if you can fit in the other side of that 34.
Don't make a challenge. You're gonna change the seat.
4
so.
bolts.
Oh.
No, 4 bolts. You can fit in it. Take the seat out.
On the damn floor.
Right out.
I saw if I
Sit on the floor.
if your torso was a little longer, I would have said, hey, just sit on the floor because doing the elbow way up in the door channel probably wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm
work
not going to
too
be able to
good.
reach the button on the top of the shifter.
That is true.
That's
That's true. So, what's one piece of advice for the younger generation, somebody that's trying to get into this?
Be diligent. Be diligent with what you do. Don't jump in feet first. Research whatever you may want or want to do. Don't be like some people and just, well, this is what I'm going to do and jump off in it and then realize, wait a minute, I don't want to do this.
That's unfinished projects. That's what they got then.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. get a plan, and plans don't always work, but at least you could say that put you in the right direction, and
Exactly.
and then when you get on it, stay on it. Like you don't have to work on it every day, but if the project's worthy enough to build, it's worthy enough to dedicate some of your time to.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law's car that's kind of stalled because it needs metal work done to it.
Sure.
That we don't know. I don't spend enough time around the car now to.
Dude, you could buy every part of that car. That's the
The only
thing.
part you can't buy is the upper valance and the lower cowl. You can't buy those two pieces.
Really?
We tried. We have to find them in Carlisle with somebody that has them, that has cut them out of a car.
Oh.
Because MPD don't make it.
What about Autometer Direct?
I don't know. I haven't checked there, but we know MPD doesn't.
Like I said, most of these.
There's quite a few now. I mean, there really is no car that's too far gone. You're just gonna have more money in it than it's worth when it's done. But
Right.
if you're building something that has meaning to you,
This is
that
my
you're
sister.
gonna keep into it, it doesn't matter if you go over, $5 or $6 grand for the love of a
This
car.
is my sister-in-law's first car, so.
So yeah, it's
Yeah,
worthy.
yeah.
It's
Something
worthy
that
of
she
being
drove it
right.
to high
Well, like
school.
Lee's Cutlass.
Yeah.
His wife Karen, it was her grandfather's car. It was a 66 Cutlass convertible.
Right.
And when it first came to the body shop, I was like, wow, this thing is like really, really, really far gone. But for Lee, nothing is that far gone because he's the man as far as body work goes and stuff like that. And I opened the trunk up and I was looking at my tennis shoes and I was like, oh. But that car, he restored that car. We started it, and then after I left there, he continued on with it, and that car became her parade car when she was the county commissioner for Sumter County. That's the one she did down the street, and
Yeah.
and it was a beautiful car. Absolutely, Matt, I know you remember that car.
Yeah. And
But,
his vet and
that vet, him and I made a road trip to buy that vet. I think we went like up to Fort Walton or somewhere, and a 72 triple black. Really cool car.
Hell yeah.
so with that, we're gonna end it off.
Oh, but wait. Don't forget to go to the link in our description to Throttle Addict using the code word Hot Rod, and you save 15%, and you show us some love and support.
And also, announcement: if you're looking for clean tattoo work,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
go to Jay's Tattoos and Piercing in Zephyr Hills, Florida, and tell them that the Hot Rod Hangout sent you.